yeah, we looking like giants. Trendsetter, high fashion, we stylish. Talking pressure on it, we apply. Not talking playgrounds when I say that we slide. Going live from the...
Donald Trump has vowed to put an end to all transgender rights if he's re-elected. I want to ask, first starting with you, what do you think about this?
I think Donald Trump did not say he was going to end all transgender rights.
Okay.
I think that's fear mongering, and that's attention grabbing. He did not say I'm going to end all transgender rights. What he said was underage kids, minors, should not be having life-altering surgeries, stopping puberty, stopping all of this shit at 10 years old, 11 years old. They haven't even expanded their mental capacity to its full potential yet. And they're making these life-changing decisions that they may not even feel like they want to have at 21, at 18, at 30.
Right.
And you letting a child make that decision at 10? You got to be 18 before you buy tobacco, making a decision to smoke. You got to be 18 before 16 before you can drive a car. So you put all of these limitations on what an adult is up until making a life-altering change like this. I'm backing that shit 100%. I think that adults as transgenders or adults period should be able to do what they want to do as long as they're not harming nobody.
Right.
If you feel like you were born in the wrong body and you should be a woman instead of a man or vice versa, and that's the choice that you make as an adult, by all means do that and don't harm anybody. I think that you should still be treated like a human being with respect and dignity. But when it comes to subjecting kids, especially underage kids who can't fully understand everything that's going on in the world, to make such a drastic change like that, I think is detrimental to them.
What do you think?
For the most part, I agree. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be the land of the free, so you should be able to decide what you do with your body. And as a parent, like, if my son decided right now, like my 13-year-old, if he wanted to go be a girl, decided to be a girl tomorrow, I want to support whatever you decide. But when it comes to physically deciding that, I would tell my son, I want you to wait till you're 18.
Right.
I want you to wait till you're an adult, so you can see if you still feel the same way, and you can make sure you're educated about what you're doing with your body.
Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Although I agree with you as far as I don't believe these decisions should be made. Parents shouldn't be making these decisions for or allowing their kids to make these decisions. I think that at about 18 is when you can make that decision for yourself and do it. I don't think parents should listen to a child who feels like they're this or feels like they're that and go make a life-altering change like that.
Right.
However, I think you downplayed what he was talking about. He actually did say in the clip that he wants an end to transgender rights. He says that of all ages, he doesn't want, and he called it the sexual mutilation of people of all ages is what he said. He didn't just mention kids.
I didn't hear that part.
But I think that part is important because
so
even to your point,
if that's what he said, then I'm riding with you. I don't agree with that because, like I said, if you're of a cognizant age, you should be able to do whatever you want to do as long as it's not harming anybody. But when we talk about kids, the same way you put standards on everything else, exactly. You got to be 18 to have a credit card. You got to be 18 because those are life-altering decisions. This is a life-altering decision too. A 12-year-old should be taking no pills that's gonna stop them from going through puberty.
I agree with that. But I did think it was important to mention that Donald Trump is not just targeting the parents of children that are doing this. He's targeting everybody that is transgender or identifies as transgender. And I hold the belief that in this country, people should be able to do, like, if you're an adult, you should be able to go do whatever it is you want to. He also brought up something else that I think we should talk about, was that he plans to enforce litigation that would or enforce lawmaking that would be able to prosecute doctors that actually perform these. So you know how doctors come to work with knowing what surgeries they have to perform, and they just go to work and perform these surgeries. I also think that maybe there's a conversation about whether a doctor should halt when he notices that that's a child and maybe go through a questionnaire or something. But I also don't think that it should happen for a child.
I don't think it should happen for a child, for the fact that
under 18.
For the fact that, you know, even me, like I want a daughter so bad, but I'm not about to change my son because he decides to be a girl tomorrow. I'm not about to change my son into a little girl because I want a daughter that bad. So it's like you actually got to look at the parents' state of mind. Like what is your motive for backing this child up that doesn't know?
You know what? With that point in mind, you can imagine it would be real damning if you had one of these lawsuits and let's say Mary had a son and at 10 her son wants a sex change and she helps him through that process, but then like years later when they in this kind of court case, they find her tweets and her Facebook posts talking about how she hopes it's a girl. How she hopes that she's having a girl. I think that kind of information will be damning in a lawsuit like that.
Exactly.
I mean,
but to say that you want to stop a grown up from changing their identity.
That's the part I don't agree with.
That's what I don't agree with. It was
Right.
like, again, this brings back, we in the land of the free. How dare you tell me what to do with my body?
Right.
How dare you tell me how I feel and how I should feel?
Right. It's just like the abortion thing. If a doctor is given an abortion or found to be given an abortion, he can be persecuted as well.
Yeah.
Now, so
we had that
to a certain extent, I would agree with that. Like, as you not with the abortion thing. Let me separate. Not with the abortion. With the change of gender. As a doctor, you knowing all the risks that come with it. You as an adult, you got to be an adult to be a doctor.
Yeah.
You know the risks that come with this. It's something you practice all the time. You know. The side effects, you know that this is you understand the concept.
So they shouldn't come for doctors that perform on adults. Is where you going?
No, if you grasp the concept of how life altering this is and how permanent this is, as a doctor, you should, and you know that this is the law. You should be able to say, "Hey, I'm not operating on no 7-year-old."
Right.